Hello, everybody. This is earth-shattering, live-breaking news. You don't want to miss any second of this video. I promise you it will be worth it, and you won't be disappointed. President Trump has just made an announcement that is like a shot heard round the world with epic historical ramifications, weight, proportions. He has essentially said that if Iran attacks this uprising that is happening right now, which is literally akin to the Berlin Wall falling down, this kind of tyranny, this Stone Age ideology, everything that Islam touches turns to absolute garbage. Remember, this is the same Islamic regime that funded Hezbollah, funded multiple terror attacks, funded all sorts of secret espionage tactics against the United States, and even worse, all of our allies. They're the same Islamic regime that tried to assassinate our president maybe more than once. And so there's a lot of stuff going on here about what President Trump said. I'm going to share that with you right now, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so President Trump, I mean, this is causing such an uproar everywhere. And there's a lot of, so-called, whatever you want to call it, Republican, conservative influencers, etc. They're all very, very upset that he said this. And let's just go over what he said, and then I'll tell you why they're such idiots. And it's the same GOP swamp do-nothing ne'er-do-wells who don't want any action to be taken and don't understand that, geopolitical politics is chess, not checkers. So President Trump said if Iran shots, I think he meant to say shoots, and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go. Thank you for attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So as you can see, this has just caused shockwaves throughout the entire world, throughout the entire political spectrum, and every corner, nook, and cranny of the news, because what's happening in Iran right now is another revolution. The people of Iran have waited for 50 years to get their country back. Here, let me explain. Okay, so what started as scattered economic gripes has exploded into a full-blown challenge to the Islamic Republic. Protests are ripping through dozens of cities, from Tehran to rural spots like Kudasht and Lordagan. They're chanting, quote, death to Khamenei, and even, quote, Reza Shah, bless your soul, end quote, while torching Soleimani statues and storming police stations. And Iran's hitting back hard. The security forces are blasting live rounds, tear gas, batons. I can't show the footage or they'll take the video down, racking up at least 7 protester deaths and over 30 injured in clashes. Mass arrests are topping 119. And what is the cause? The actual reason for all of this? Well, their currency, the rial, is in a free fall at historic lows amid 40% inflation. Bazaars shuttered. Universities, businesses shuttered. Folks are fed up with this theocracy's grip. Trump's locked and loaded, warning intervention if peaceful protesters get mowed down while the world watches. So essentially, you have this country, Iran, rich with resources, rich with oil, that was a huge ally to the United States of America before these Islamic terrorists seized this country. The Shah of Iran had great relationships with particularly Nixon, who I love. I know you guys like too. I think Nixon got a huge bad rap. But most presidents until Carter completely came, Democrat, of course, and effed everything up and allowed these Stone Age, anti-American, anti-capitalist, Islamic Sharia law terrorists to take over the country. The ramifications of what happened in 1979 when the revolution happened by these communists, these terrorists, these Islamic radicals, Iran went into a free fall. It has basically been a harbinger of terrorism, anti-American sentiment, anti-Western sentiment, anti-Israeli sentiment, all of our allies, and they have been a hotbed, a training ground for new terrorists like Hezbollah, Hamas, and even worse. What the Shah was trying to do with Iran when he took over, when he took power, was he was trying to modernize. He was telling women, stop wearing these ridiculous hijabs, stop covering yourself. women should be educated, women should vote. He was trying to bring equality. He was trying to modernize. Iran was on its way, producing, manufacturing. There's a lot, Trump has said it himself, there's a lot of smart, America loving. There's a lot of Iranians in California, where I'm from. There's a lot of smart, genius Iranians who love America, who want freedom. They're sick and tired of this Stone Age philosophy. Iran was stabilizing the Middle East because Shah had great relationships with the Saudis, great relationships with Egypt, great relationships even with Israel, even though the Shah himself had problems with Israel and he had problems with the leftist media. He said the leftist media was controlled by a lot of Jewish Israeli nationalists, etc., which I don't think he was that off, maybe a little bit extreme in some senses, but I don't think he was that off at all. This was a country that was like this beautiful rock in the Middle East that loved America. They had tons of American citizens that not only visited there, it was a huge tourism attraction, but it was a place where Americans lived, thousands and thousands of Americans in the 70s before this Islamic regime took over. This was a powerful country that was a huge ally, and it has infinite benefits, not just to the Middle East, but to the United States and other areas. So what happened in 2008 when Obama fumbled the ball, he could have helped this green revolution because the people have been opposed to this insidious, sick, ridiculous Stone Age ideology for decades. They've been fed up to here, and they finally reached their boiling point in the last 5 days. But Obama blew it. Obama had an opportunity. He said, we're not going to get involved. But he was happy to give them millions in cash for a nuclear deal that was an absolute catastrophe, which has led to them, rearming their stockpile, strengthening and fortifying their military fronts, which are all anti-American, which are all anti-Israeli. This was a huge blunder, because if he had done the right thing in 2008 and supported that green revolution during the very, very famous Arab Spring, we would have prosperity in the Middle East. It's highly likely that Iraq, highly likely that Osama bin Laden, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, a lot of these organizations would have been completely cut at the throat and halted completely in some senses. So this is a magnificent opportunity for, I want to share this really quickly. Thomas Massie really kind of exposing himself here. Check this out. Do Nothing Republicans and the Do Nothing GOP, led by probably one of the most anti-Trump, anti-American Republicans out there, Thomas Massie, says we have problems at home and shouldn't be wasting military resources in another country's internal affairs. Military strikes in Iran require congressional. This is coming from a guy who literally has done nothing his whole career. Name me one accomplishment of Thomas Massie's, besides fighting tooth and nail to get this hoax, this Epstein file, a ridiculous hoax, which basically exposes Democrats, doesn't expose Trump, out. Number 3, this threat isn't about freedom of speech in Iran. It's about the dollar, oil, and Israel. This is what Reza Pahlavi said. He says, President Trump, thank you for your strong leadership and support of my compatriots. This warning you have issued to the criminal leaders of the Islamic Republic gives my people greater strength and hope that at last a president of the United States is standing firmly by their side as they risk their lives to end this regime's 46-year reign of chaos and terror. They send me with a responsibility and a message to seek the relationship Iran once had with America that brought peace and prosperity to the Middle East. I have the plan for stable transition for Iran and the support of my people to get it done. With your leadership of the free world, we can leave a legacy of lasting peace. So this is, and I'm seeing this all across the board. People don't understand that if you have a free Iran, where the gentleman that you see on the screen right now, Reza Pahlavi, his father was the Shah. He is the rightful ruler in place, should be the ruler of Iran according to the lineage. And he is all about America. He is all about freedom. He's all about capitalism. He's all about free markets, freedom, free enterprise, and freedom of the press, free speech. He's completely anti-Islamic, anti-Muslim. These ridiculous conservative establishment GOP, rhinos, neocons, whatever you want to call them. I just call them do-nothings. I mean, they're in some ways worse than the Democrats. They don't want to do anything. What they fail to realize is that you have Iran as an ally. You have Iran that is a testament against this violent, antithetical to Western ideals, incompatible with Western civilization, incompatible with modern times, terrorist organization known as this Islamic regime. If you get them out of there and you get a free Iran, this will produce such amazing benefits. It will put an end to a country that has been literally had their the thumb of Islam pressed against their chest in every sense, in every imaginable way. It will open up industry in the Middle East like never before. MBS is on board. You know, a lot of people think, well, the Saudis are Islamic. No, they're not. The Saudis are not even close to what's happening in the Islamic Republic of Iran with this regime. The Saudis, if anything, are really capitalists. They're Westerners. And MBS is trying to push his country in that direction, which is why he's so pro-Trump. He understands that this, kind of strict, rigid faith to this old ideology, it's not helping anybody. I'm not for war. I'm not for conflict. And I know President Trump isn't. I want to see every ounce of our administration, what we voted 3 times for. I want to see every muscle that we have, that we voted for, spent on getting America back to the top, fixing our domestic issues, fixing the fraud, fixing all of these ridiculous criminal heathen hypocrites, politicians, corrupt council members, judges, etc., etc. These people who are literally desecrating our country at the cost of you and me, the taxpayer. Believe you me, I want to see that. I don't want war. I don't want conflict. Nobody does. This is history. I said it once, I've said it before. This is akin to the Berlin Wall falling. And if you're playing chess, you understand. First of all, we can do both, which Trump is, by the way. We've got boots on the ground in Minnesota. We've got investigators. We've got the Secretary of Small Business, SBA, going into California. They're doing it. ICE, they're closing the border. They're putting criminals away. We're deporting millions and millions of illegals. We're doing it, okay? So to crap on America, to crap on Trump, to say, you know what? I support these people. I'm not going to be Obama. I'm not going to fumble this and allow what essentially is a terrorist creating factory under this Islamic Republic, which was harboring major terrorist activity, training, etc., etc. That's huge. He can do both. This is historic. A free Iran is going to stabilize, as you saw the Crown Prince say, it's going to stabilize the entire region. Iran is a huge element. As a matter of fact, it's such a huge element that then war criminal Dick Cheney, when they wanted to go after Iraq, his ultimate prize was Iran because he knew how valuable it was. They wanted to go into Iran after him and George W. took over Iraq. And so it's astronomical what's happening. This is the proportion, the epic, absolute legendary moment, historic moment that is occurring right now. It may never happen again. And if we drop this ball, it's going to have infinite ramifications on everything, not only the entire Middle East, the entire world, especially the United States. Never mind the fact that millions and millions of innocent lives, that past, present, and future will be lost. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this. Let me know in the comments how you feel. Please tap that thumbs up if you love America. I can't wait to hear from you. It doesn't cost you a thing. Even if you're watching on your TV, you can do it on your remote. Just tap that thumbs up and share this with everybody. Don't forget to check out these videos coming up on your screen right here, just in case you missed it. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It doesn't cost you a thing. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.